the advantages of cloud computing. We're having a conversation with Scott Kirchner. He's the owner of Mad Max in downtown Pittsfield and also a store in Williamstown. So, cloud computing, people have heard about this. Maybe they understand the concept that, that their data goes somewhere else. It's not necessarily on their computer and it's saved somewhere else. I think people may understand that concept, but, tell me about this idea and how, and what you think about it.
Well, cloud computing is where things are at, and folks who haven't embraced that either in the business realm or in the home use realm, they should start to get familiar with that topic because it's not going to go away. Nowadays, for instance, in my stores, we don't even carry software products in our stores. They go stale like bread if you have them around too long. So that's one of the key advantages to cloud computing or getting clouds or working in the cloud with applications. They're always the most up to date. It's a very affordable solution for most people. The security advantages are basically there when you're going to back up into the cloud. The cost is relatively inexpensive as more and more people get up into the cloud with either storing data or using applications from the web. It allows you to save money in that situation. The other thing that it really does is it makes it an even more cross-platform world. Many times when you're using a product from the web or in the cloud, it's compatible with all platforms. So you don't have to worry about, is it going to work on my computer or do I need a different device to make this run? The other key advantage of cloud-based computing is what we call the art of synchronization. And it really is an art because it takes you a little bit of practice to make it work properly in some cases. In the Apple world, we use something called iCloud. iCloud is the cloud-based technology that allows us to synchronize the most important data that's on our computer with our iPhone, and from our iPhone to our iPad, and whatever we do on one device happens to show up on the other device. So you don't have to have multiple copies of your data everywhere. You can make one change to, say, an address book entry in your phone, and the cloud is the conduit that updates those entries in your iPad or your Mac or whatever other computer that you're using. So the synchronization aspect of using a cloud is really important, especially in today's business world, so that you don't have to carry multiple devices if you don't want to. You can have a desktop computer when you need to do that. You can have a mobile device when you need to be traveling and not be away from your data.
Now, have you had some challenges as far as that synchronization? I mean, sometimes it syncs just right. Sometimes it needs a little bit of work. Sometimes manual backups or that sort of thing, or shifting. Especially with music, I think there's been some of those who have been critical with Apple as far as the transition of music over from one to the other. But are there ways around that?
I don't know that there's ways around it. I think that the technology is still technically in its infancy, and it's getting better all the time. I mean, Apple, one of their solutions with the music problem of being able to synchronize your library is to use iTunes Match. iTunes Match is a service that you pay a yearly or an annual subscription fee, which is fairly low, and it allows you to have that music available that you own on all your devices, up to 5 devices. I think that's a genius way of using the cloud. Therefore, you don't have to load up your devices with your huge catalog of music. You can just take the music down that you need when you need it, and when you're ready to refresh it, you can remove that music and take down the next batch that you want. And I think that as the cloud matures over the next probably 5 years, you're going to find that type of computing is the way we're going to go with everything. Whether it's batches of documents you're using for business, your music, your photographs. I think in some way, shape, or form, having synchronization for those things and being able to instantly recall them no matter where you are or what device you're on is going to be critical to the way that we compute as a whole.
A wonderful conversation. Scott Kirchner, he is the owner of Mad Max right in downtown Pittsfield and also a store in Williamstown. So thanks for having a conversation with us today, Scott.
Thanks for having me, John. I appreciate it.